recap while I catch you guys up to speed on what I've been up to. I'm just gonna start off with my White Elephant moisturizer. I graduated high school, very exciting. No, it was actually kind of disappointing because COVID screwed up any plans I had for celebrating my graduation. Didn't get to walk, didn't have a prom, didn't really have anything that any normal, typical high school grad would do, which is fine. I kind of like keeping it low key, but at the same time, not having that option was kind of annoying for me. I don't like to do things, but having the choice is what I enjoy. So if you understand and relate to that, then yeah. And then I started to work more intensively on my music the past few weeks. Last week I went to Nashville for the entire week. It was like a writing camp. We were working on 5 songs we wrote and then put demo vocals down. Like I just put a scratch vocal that I'll have to go back and do final vocals for once we finalize everything, which was very exciting. It was my first time meeting a new team of writers and producers, and they're all so great, and I'm excited to keep working with them. This week, they all came down here, which was cool, and so I got to work with them in my area and show them around here, and they can kind of get more of a vibe of, you know, what I like and who I am and what my day-to-day life is like and where I grew up and whatever. And then we made like 4 or 5 more songs, so we got like 10 on our hands, which is really cool because that's like the length of an album. I'm done with my moisturizer. Now we're gonna put on some foundation. I'm gonna use my Dough Moisture Foundation in the shade 012 because I'm pale. So some people like to put it straight on the beauty blender and just like put the foundation on that. I don't like doing that. I think the warmth of my hand, leaving it sit there for a second, gets it accustomed to my body heat. Maybe there's no science behind that at all, and it's just in my head, but I like to just do it like this, so. When I was younger, I used to be obsessed with like matte foundation looks, and I had super dry skin, so that wasn't always my best friend. And so I've come to really like dewy looks, especially since my skin is so dry and prone to like getting patchy. I think it works best with my skin type, and especially since it's summer, I think that that's the move. I recently just changed my hair color. It's still blue, but I added pink at the roots and then purple, as you can see. And I don't think it's gonna stay more than past this week, actually. Yeah, I'm probably gonna change my hair again. But it's a moment, and I'm here for it, and I wanted to at least do one fun look with this hair color before I change it, so here we are. Now I'm gonna be using my Shed Tape Concealer in shade 8B Porcelain Beige. I'm just white but yellow, you know? I just do a little bit under my eye, and then my lid, because I use it as my primer for my color. Just gonna hit a few more spots that I have. Alright, that seems about right. I hate when someone sees me when I'm just putting on concealer. Recently, over the past year and a half, I have moved away from loose setting powders. For some reason, they just don't react well with my skin, and I tried so hard because everyone loves them, and they just make me more dry. So using this one, which is a pressed powder, it has definitely been the way to go just to set my concealer areas. I'm also gonna set my chin while we're at it. And because I live in Florida and it's very hot and humid, my upper lip because I sweat there. And again, I'm just going in on my inner corner, blending out the concealer on the top and bottom. And on the bottom, I like to bring the concealer in off the bridge of my nose. Gives it a slimming effect. Or so I believe, I don't know, you don't have to listen to anything I say actually. So going in for bronzer, I have actually kind of done away with contour recently. Summer, I want to look warm, like I was in the sun recently, So I'm using the Bahama Mama bronzer. It just looks like this. And I'm also gonna take my Kat Von D contouring brush because I use my bronzer as my contour recently. It just saves a step, and for some reason, harsh contour just don't look good with me. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm doing strokes upwards. I'm not blending down, I'm not putting it on like this. Give the illusion of a cheekbone. I'm just gonna repeat this on the other side, on my cheek, and then I'll go back in and blend it out. I want to talk a little bit about what kind of music I'm making and what you guys can expect from me in the next few months. If you haven't already heard, I have a cover on pretty much all streaming platforms. Sophia by Clairo, covered by me. And if you just look at my name, it'll come up. I'm also linked into my Instagram, which if you don't follow, go ahead and do that, because why not? You get to see all my pictures. But Sophia is more of like a indie pop song, right? I've been making music that's more alternative indie than indie pop. So my artistic style is gonna be a little more edgy and like alternative and fun. So Clairo's fun, but some of my biggest music inspirations, I guess, could be called female manipulator music, which I think is hilarious. Saw that on TikTok, and it was like listing off different artists that make up female manipulator tastes, and I'm obsessed with every single one of those artists. So then I was like, oops. So those making up the 1975, The Neighborhood, Arctic Monkeys, obviously, Lana Del Rey, Melanie Martinez, early Halsey, like first album and first EP Halsey, and some of second album Halsey afterwards. Why am I saying so much? Oh my god. Marina and the Diamonds, love her. Also a little bit of like SZA. Definitely Clairo too. So yeah, those are some of my inspiration. You can kind of expect a conglomerate of all their sounds to be my sound, you know, a bit. There's this one song that we were working on that I'm absolutely obsessed with. Like so obsessed with I can't stop listening to it, which I guess could be considered kind of narcissistic because it's me singing it, like on the recording, but I'm so excited for y'all to hear that. I'm hoping to release a single by the end of summer because there's some talks about me performing and opening up for a special artist, which will be very fun. So I will hope to have a single out by the end of summer, but who knows. Now my favorite part, but also my least favorite part, contouring my nose. Now, contouring your nose is a very slippery game, and you have to be very self-aware of pretty much what you're working with and what you want to accomplish. Some people just want to add some definition on the tip, some people want to narrow down, some people want to take some length off. I like to do all the above while also correcting the fact that I have a crooked nose. Thanks, Dad. First step for anyone that's planning on contouring their nose, you want to start right here. Right where the brow bone is, and you want to blend it in there. Otherwise, if you just start like right here and you don't blend it, shit, that's gonna look so noticeable to anyone. So, my biggest tip to you, no matter what you're doing with your nose contour, if you're gonna do it, blend it to your nose brow, please. Thank you. I'm also using a flat brush because it's what works best for me. All right, starting on the other side. Now this is the crooked side, so I actually have to go in a little bit more intensely on the narrowing down. And I'm gonna leave it right here for now. I'm gonna start doing the bottom. Now, I don't have one of those little button noses with a little thing in the middle, but sometimes it's fun to create the illusion that you do. Why not give it into Eurocentric beauty standards? This part's kind of crucial. You're gonna go in from one side of the nostril, draw a line to around the middle, okay? You blend it down a bit. Now the problem is most people just like to just do this all across. No, that's not gonna work with this. Then you go from the other side, and you go to the middle and you leave a space between. And you blend down again. So then you're working with this. You see, there's a space right here in the middle, but I have it contoured on both sides. It makes it look way more natural. Just trust me. And then I finally blend this down to connect. And I go out a bit. I don't just go straight down. I go out a bit to create the actual shape of a nose. I'm going to add powder on the sides and blend out this because it looks very obvious. So I take my same powder I used to set my eyes and I just push it in here. This blends out any harsh lines while also keeping that contour. Do you see the difference between this side and this side? Cool. Let's finish up this side. Now sometimes when I powder, it takes off some of the actual bronzer, it just gets covered, so I'll put just a little bit more. Now I will create the button. Naturally, what you're going to do to figure out where your little button should be is you go to the top of where your nostrils are, right here, and then you draw that line. So mine naturally would be here. But because of what we're doing, I have to bring mine down a little bit to create a little button, not a huge one. There's a lot of science that goes behind this, and it's actually a really complicated process. It takes a lot of practice. Okay. Sometimes my brush isn't flat enough, so I like to go and just make it thinner. Now at this point, I'm done with the contour. I let it sit, then I start doing my blush. Using my Kylie Cosmetics blush in either Saucy or Posy, I don't know. This is very old, so I can't even tell what it says. And I just apply it where I would normally apply highlighter, because that's the new trend, and if I don't do it, I'm weird, so. Plus it elevates my face. If you're just getting into makeup, you'll realize that you'll do a lot of stuff just to go back and fix it, and then go back in with it again, and it's a weird process. Okay, highlighter. For my cheeks, I'm gonna be using my ColourPop cream highlighter. As you can tell, I love it. In shade Smoke and Whistles. Just use my finger, rub it around in a little circle, dab it off with my hand because sometimes there's a little bit of an excess, and then go on the highest part of my cheekbones and blend it into my blush. I've definitely grown past this stage of when I was like 13 and 14 and would put an excess of highlighter on. It was a lot. Now I just kind of like, when I turn my face, there's a little bit of like a glow. I don't need to have glitter you can spot from 5 yards away, you know? Now I need to decide what kind of look I'm gonna do because I have not done that yet. All right, so I've decided to do a really pretty simple color on my lids and then drag it out and make a little bit of a wing, maybe. I'm gonna do pink and then I'm gonna blend it to blue, and then I think I'm gonna do purple. So I mentioned in my last video that I wasn't exactly sure where I was going to be going to college, and that was kind of a stressful thing for me because my parents wanted me to go to school close to home, and I wanted to go to school in Boston. And I'm going to school in Boston officially. I'm very excited. The school I'm going to is exactly the kind of school that I've been wanting to go to for what I want to study. I'm going to be studying creative writing. This school is like a mix of a performing arts school and a liberal arts school, so they focus academically on what I want to do, but there are also students there that are in the performing arts, which is awesome because I want to see if I can minor in acting. So yeah, I'm really excited to be going to school in Boston and also be focusing on my music. Also, I think this look is starting to come together. Better. That looks way better. The difference lashes make, honestly. There's a growing number of people that when they do makeup, they don't put mascara on their bottom lashes. And I don't know if I will ever be participating in that. Alright, today for my lips, I'm just gonna go in with this kind of like mauve purplish color. Nothing too extravagant, and it's a color pop lip pencil in Oh Snap. I'm gonna put on a little bit of Freck, which are fake freckles, because I do have freckles naturally. I'm just gonna add the background nose, so. Hey guys, so this is the final look. I decided to put my hair in pigtails just so you can see. I think it matches my hair pretty well. And decided to keep the rest of my face kind of simple. But yeah, I hope you guys liked it, and I'm glad we got to catch up on what I've been doing and what's going on in my life, and I'm excited to talk to you guys more in the future. So yeah, I hope you have a great rest of your day whenever this comes out. Have a good summer. Everyone that's graduating school or their school year's coming to an end or they're starting new things, I hope you guys all have fun doing that. So, alrighty.